shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Behave yourselves!
Hello YouTubers out there, this is Jerry Saravia at the Movies. So we're reviewing another Amazing Stories episode, and this is from season 1. And I used to watch the show back in the late 80s, and I've done an episode review over a few days ago on Gather Ye Acorns with Mark Hamill, which is one of my favorites. But this other one on here is also among my favorites, and I want to talk about it because of the pedigree of the director, Martin Scorsese, who directed Mirror Mirror. Mirror Mirror was also... There are a few things about this episode which I always thought was actually about an hour long, but it's actually 24 minutes. That's roughly the average length of time for each episode. There are exceptions, like I believe Spielberg's episode about with Kevin Costner. Title is escaping me right now, but nonetheless, that I think was about an hour. Anyway, what's interesting about this episode is, first of all, it's got a few things that you would expect from Scorsese. Number one, it's written by Joseph Minion, who wrote After Hours, which is one of the best black comedies ever made. Certainly, 2 years earlier, we had Scorsese's King of Comedy, which was also one of the best black comedies ever made. One, King of Comedy is more satirical than After Hours. So that's what's interesting. This is the first time that Sam Waterston, and the only time that he's worked with Scorsese. And Sam Waterston plays Jordan Manmuth, who's this horror author, very world-famous horror author, not unlike, say, Stephen King. And at the beginning of this episode, he's being interviewed by Dick Cavett. Dick Cavett says, don't you think some of the gore and things like that in your horror novels and ones being made into films can be offensive to some people? And he says he likes that stuff. He likes scary stuff. He likes getting the people disturbed. So he's on a press tour, and then he returns to his home, and he sees there's a kid there waiting for him who's fallen asleep waiting, and he's holding a script, and he's hoping that, you know, this author will be interested and maybe take a chance on recommending him, I guess, to an agency or whatever. And that has little shades there of King of Comedy. Because in the King of Comedy, of course, as we know, Rupert Pupkin, played by Robert De Niro, was such a massive fan of Jerry Langford, who is supposed to have been more or less modeled on Johnny Carson in that movie, played by Jerry Lewis, the late Jerry Lewis. Yet he feels he has the stuff to be on TV, and yet he has not really worked his way towards getting there. He just feels, hey, I'm funny, so don't you think I'm funny, Jerry Langford? And, you know, that kind of thing. So there's a little hint of that. And as the episode starts, Manmuth is inside of his home, and he's taking a bath, and then he starts to see somebody's outside his window. He thinks it's that writer, but the guy has like a ghostly face and is wearing a black hat and a black trench coat. He looks a little bit like Darkman, played by Liam Neeson. And he seems to be inside his home, but it's only when he's looking at reflections, whether it's a mirror or something else, and usually mirrors in this film, hence the title Mirror Mirror. So it looks like he's approaching him, and he can't deal with it. Then he thinks he's going nuts. He calls the police. He tries to bring his ex-wife back into it. I think it's his ex-wife in the story, played by Helen Schaefer. Helen Schaefer, by the way, also appeared in The Color of Money, directed by Martin Scorsese. So, and she's fabulous in this movie. She's great. So both actors are terrific. And anyway, that's how the story goes. And he keeps seeing this thing. And it's in reflections everywhere. It's not even just mirrors. And at one point, he sees this monstrous figure in a beautiful close-up in the reflection of Helen Schaefer's eye. I mean, it's insane what's going on here. It's very intense, very well done, very well directed. One of the things I noticed, especially from before, but in particular now, is when he locks up the house and he makes the chains and the locks and everything else, and all those close-ups and everything else, the way it's filmed, Scorsese would later utilize those same type of shots to accelerate the tension with the music in Cape Fear. So this is just a terrific episode. It's quite horrific. Helen Schaefer's reactions at the very end of this film, when the twist is revealed, are just, they are very genuine. I mean, I don't know how this actress did it, but she really reacted with a horror that you don't really even see today anymore. I mean, it's really insane. It's kind of Ellen Burstyn type acting. It's really, I wish Helen Schaefer had done more horror films. She was really that good. So yeah, and Tim Robbins is in it, but he's the guy, the monstrous figure with the black hat. So yes, a terrific episode, definitely worth checking out. If you haven't seen Mirror Mirror, check it out. You could probably rent the episode at this point, or you could, of course, if you're a fan of this show and you like so far what I've said, you never heard of this before, although many have, but if you haven't, and you liked my previous review regarding Gathering 8 Acorns, get Amazing Stories, Season 1. Absolutely worth getting. I think it's less than $30. I forget how much it was. It was a good price. You can buy it also used, but I would prefer you get a new copy for sure, if you like this sort of thing. And especially if you're a fan of it, get it. Season 2, of course, was, as I mentioned before, in my Mark Hamill review, was never made available in the U.S. Again, I don't know the reason. I'm curious to find out, but anyway, check it out. So yes, Mirror Mirror, Gathering 8 Acorns. If you like these Amazing Stories reviews, I'd be happy to review more. I know other people have reviewed them on this on YouTube, but yes, particularly from Season 1, I wouldn't mind. If there's a request out there for it, I'd be happy to do some more. Absolutely. I love these episodes, so I'm a huge fan. And that's all I got to say about that. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. Hit like and subscribe. And for those of you who are already subscribers, I've gained a few more, so thank you for that. I do movie-related content. I talk about films. I review films. Sometimes some cinematic TV shows, for sure, particularly the pedigree of certain directors that were involved. I also occasionally, and not very often, but sometimes do fan film trailers for some of my favorite movies. I like doing that, trying to get to maybe looking at a film in a different way than it has been done before in terms of trailers. Sometimes I like doing that. I think I did one a few months ago for Nosferatu, the new one by Robert Eggers. So that's what this channel is. It's all pretty much cinematically related. And I also talk about movie-related topics on occasion. So that's all I got to say about that. And this is Jerry Saravia at the Movies, signing off.